Hi there, welcome to Grain TV. I'm Kevin McNew. It's Thursday, November 17th, an update in the markets. Let's take a look at Grain Edge's trading platform and see where we closed. In Chicago, corn gaining 3.5 cents a bushel, closing above 340. Beans up 4 3/4, around 9.90 on the close, and wheat in Chicago getting its head above $4, closing 6 3/4 higher. Let's start first with export announcements this morning. USDA came out with another flash sale, this time 106,000 metric tons of corn to unknown destinations. No beans on the list today after 3 days in a row of strong bean sales. But when we looked at export sales for the week from USDA this morning, these were very supportive for corn, coming in well above expectations at 1.6 million metric tons versus expectations that ranged from 900,000 to 1.2 million. Beans were on the upper end of expectations, coming in at 1.4, but probably a little disappointing because we've had such good bean sales of late. And wheat coming in a very respectable 598,000 at the upper end that ranged from 400 to 600,000. Other news out, the U.S. Drought Monitor came out this morning, and this showed a continued expansion of the drought in the southern plains as well, especially in the southeast. We look at these areas as key wheat growing areas, especially in western Kansas where some of the drought is starting to encroach. Obviously, wheat in dormancy is not a real concern right now for the market and won't have any sort of significant impact on yield if we get springtime rains, but it is worth noting that there is some dryness in these critical hard red winter wheat growing areas. When we look at the change from week on week, we can see areas in yellow where that drought classification has expanded. And like we talked about yesterday, with the onset of La Nina firmly in place, although a weak La Nina, there is more of a tendency for the drought to hit in the southern plains going from December to March. So if La Nina is right and if the patterns from La Nina hold up, this probably does not bode well for moisture in the next 3 months for the southern plains. Speaking of growing conditions and situation for 2017, Informa came out with revised forecasts for their 2017 crop projections on terms of U.S. acreage. Not surprising, they ratcheted up their soybean estimate to 88.6 million acres. That is a whopping almost 5 million acre increase over 83.7 last year. So big acres are expected in soybeans in next year's crop. Slight reduction or modest reduction, I guess you'd say, in corn, going down about 4 million acres, and winter wheat acres are expected to be down quite a bit from last year because of the poor conditions, poor pricing conditions that are going on, not only on the futures, but also in hard red winter wheat country where basis levels are just horrible. Some farmers we've been talking to in northern Oklahoma have chopped their winter wheat acres as much as 20 to 30% because of break-evens well below or prices well below their break-even for this coming season. So the farmers we've been talking to are foregoing winter wheat plantings with the expectation of growing beans. That is certainly negative for beans, but potentially supportive for wheat as we move forward into 2017. Speaking of wheat, we had a fairly good day today in wheat, getting above Chicago on the $4 mark and Kansas City on the $4 mark. We've been in this channel. This is a 4-hour bar chart from the Grain Edge trading platform. We've been in this channel for quite some time. We're at the low end of the channel, but we seem to be pulsing higher. If we look at the RSI, or this relative strength index below, you can see sort of what we call a bullish divergence here, where the market is making progressively higher lows on the RSI, and the price action was on the downside. So this is an indication that we might move up into the upper end of this channel that we've been trading, looking for around the upper end around 418 on Kansas City, the Dees contract. Speaking of technical trading, we at Grain Hedge have an awesome platform for for technically minded traders called our technical alert system. It's web enabled, allowing you in real time to see real time signals and trade based on those. Those signals come out not only with price projections, but also probabilistic forecasts or probability assignments to these trade opportunities based on where those patterns have lined up historically. So if you're looking for ways to improve your trading, ways to use technical alerts, by all means check us out online at grainhedge.com. Take a free demo of our trading platform and get access to our technical alert system. That's all we've got for today. Join us tomorrow for the weekly wrap up.